and they're armed. What was that? Armed? What do you mean armed? Armed with what? With bad breath, colorful language, feather duster. What do you think they're going to be armed with? Guns, you tit. Hey everyone, so I recorded my review for Lock, Stock and found way too late after I imported the footage that the actual review part of the video was out of focus. So I had three options: either I could ditch the whole thing, or shoot it again, or just edit as is, and I chose option C. So if I get featured, I could be Blurry Man. So that said, enjoy. I've seen this movie twice. First time was years ago, and I still cannot remember the characters' names to save my life, except to maybe go by the actors playing them. I know there's Soap, and Harry the Hatchet, and probably an Eddie in there somewhere. Eddie with a Y. This comes from that late 90s period where every hot young director had to be the next Tarantino or else he wasn't shit. It's weird looking back and remembering that Jason Statham had this early part of his career where he wasn't an action star. He was just this charismatic, ruggedly handsome English guy with a cool voice who, oh by the way, has 2 black belts and does his own stunts, but don't tell anyone. Squeeze in if you can, left foot, right foot, your body will follow. They call it walking. We've also got Vinnie Jones, his first movie as well, looking as always like a guy who just gotten out of prison because, funny story, he'd just gotten out of prison. There are way too many faces to keep track of in one viewing. It helps to focus on the several clusters of dudes rather than the individuals. There's the main 4 on the poster. They get into a car game with a mob boss and have to pay up or else they're gonna start losing fingers. And then there's the weed guys who have a shitload of money and drugs. Then there's the guys who rob them of said money and drugs, and then the main 4 steal from the robbers who also happen to be their neighbors. Plus a pair of antique shotguns that change hands several times, along with a psychotic gangster with a fro, and also Sting. When Snatch came out a couple of years later, a lot of people ragged on it for being so similar to this movie, but now Snatch is generally considered to be the superior film. Not to say that Lock, Stock isn't any good, it's just that Snatch has stood the test of time better. It's more refined, it's more fun, the characters are more distinctive, which makes it easier to follow. Lock, Stock still has moments where I was like, wait, what's going on? Did he just smash into the car with the main guys? He did, okay. I can't get over the scene where they walk up to the pub and a guy stumbles out on fire and they just kind of go, and then they go in. And like 20 minutes later they find out what that was about, but none of them thinks to inquire about it. It's like, oh, is that guy? I was going to ask about that, but then I just sort of carried on with my life. And Guy Ritchie, the director, has certainly had his ups and downs career-wise. Strangely, the lowest lows seem to coincide with his marriage to Madonna. But overall, he's gotten better with time, and he's managed to hang on to that style and sense of fun that made him such a promising find with this movie. So, bravo.